Doing the ruck work here for the Gippsland Power is Jonah Walker, trying to get the first clearance through Xavier Lindsay. Top 20 draft pick coming into next year. Walker winning the tap down. There he is. Lindsay couldn't quite release the handball. We'll have a repeat stoppage in the middle. Just falls out the back nicely there for Lindsay. And it looks like that's going to be a downfield free kick. They're paying a 50 for the Power, only just. Try to thump it forward, get a little bit of territory going their way. Lindsay had a little fumble, got a lot of pressure and a few opponents in and around him. Good work when the wind and rain starts coming in. Lovely work there. Ricky Mentha was meant to be the target, was just a little bit too hot on the tackle. Ball spills out. Donahue once again getting a few early possessions. It's a high ball right in front of us here on the broadcast side of ETU. Had two. Willis Robbins involved. Over the top here to Xavier Lindsay, the captain of the Gippsland Power. His handball was turned over, gave it right to Reggie Mast. His disposal efficiency just not quite there at the start of this game. Here he is once again. Winning the tap down there, Burmeister is back into the squad today. Wonderful to see him back out there. If they can quickly get the kick in and try to get a mark, but a good spoil there from Xavier Lindsay. And the quarter time siren sounds here at ETU. It's a lot of pressure early stages. Handball over the top to Xavier Lindsay. What can he muster up here? Big swooping handball over the top to Senanai. Walker. He's going to give it back off, and they're just putting themselves under pressure here. Lindsay had his pocket picked, and he'll be brother playing for the Rebels last year as well. Burmeister, once again, he's got excellent use of the body in those ruck contests. Just big contest to be won in the middle of the ground. Lindsay gets the handball receive under immediate pressure and turning it over. Lawson with the handball. Probably should have had 3 wins in a row, because they kicked 9 goals 15 last week. But they're sitting at 8 goals 3, and I imagine coach David Loader is going to be very happy with that and their efforts through the early stages. Still plenty of time left, though, and an opportunity to be in fantastic form in the past month or so. Good spoil there from Lindsay. The Power, they've only had the 1 point this quarter. It was just a little bit rushed there. Needed to take an extra second, go a step back. And there's another case of Gippsland Power just dropping to the ground when they shouldn't be. It's dry conditions here at ETU. It's a lovely day for football as Lindsay to Toru. Some of the usual stuff. Whenever they get it down there, they just look so dangerous at scoring and are able to lock the ball in there. Important first clearance to be won. Donahue goes through hands. Lindsay, after a little fumble. It was a good chase down from Burmeister, but he was able to get enough on the kick. The ball just slips out the back of the Burmeister in the ruck here for the Rebels. Winning the tap down. Lawson met the tackle immediately. Kicking 1 goal 3. Burmeister tried to get over the top of his opponent there. Mitchell Stevens. Once again, coming out of defensive 50, just putting their teammates under pressure. Luckily, it was Xavier Lindsay. He was able to weave around. Dersma. Toru. He's having a few early touches. Lindsay with a good bit of courage. The ball just stay in here, and it will. The Rebels snapping it back over the top at a strong mark, or has he just spilt that at the last second? He has. It was Hannaford who couldn't quite hold over the top of them in what was a 9 goals to 2 first half. They've started the quarter well, though, at least the Power. Of course, as soon as I've said that, the Rebels will be awarded the free kick. And 1 more goal here for the Power. And they're really going to start believing. It was 42 points the margin at halftime. They've got it down to 30. They've certainly had the territory battle won the past few minutes or so. Toro will have a leap, just mistimed it a little bit. They've got a feather on it. Oh, another dangerous ball. Tried to go the corridor kick. Harry Charlson giving away the free kick for a bit of high contact. But boy, this would be a captain's goal. He kicked 6-10 on the year, pretty much directly in front for the left footer. It's a wobbly ball, but he squeezes it home. And it's back under 20 points. Xavier Lindsay with the major. Thrown back into play in front of the Norman Goss stand here at ETU Stadium. Neutral territory for both the Rebels and the Power. It's going to be a holding free kick. It will be Lawson from that round 7 GWV victory over the Power. So pretty similar squads. These two teams know each other pretty well. Still just enough time for either team to score. Important clearance to be won. Walker winning the tap. Now, Mitchell Stevens got the numbers. Brought the ball to ground. Past 4 that they have won after going 1-9 throughout the first 10 weeks of the year. It was Reggie Mars with the opening goal here. Falls to Xavier Lindsay. Can he get a major here for his side? The captain misses to the left. Is the margin. Lindsay. Just holding that. Looking corridor. Lindsay. He'll put the burners on here. Moves it on. Just didn't really kick it to the advantage of his teammate. Managed to reel that in with the one hand, and they're going to give away the 50-metre penalty. There we go. Free kick off the ball. It was Jonty Fall that, I believe, took his opponent down with some high contact, so that's the reason into that free kick. So the Rebels, they'll take on the Oakley Chargers next week. That is a very winnable game. The Chargers sitting 13th on the ladder at the moment, haven't quite found their form. And then they'll finish the year against the Geelong Falcons, which, as we know, is going to be a tough ask. They've already lost to the Geelong Falcons twice this year. 5 minutes on the clock. Individual goal scorers do the Rebels. This is going to be the second time this season that they've been able to beat the power. Lindsay now in towards half forward. Couldn't find a target with the kick. Run under the football. Their first at it there was Scappen. Didn't quite have possession of the football. Atkins somehow ripped it out. Back. They'll try to link up through hand. Couldn't quite find a target. Taken in a 360 and found its way to Lindsay. A kick across the face of goal. Harry Butcher going to try run onto this. And the siren sounds. And the Rebels have now won 3 of their past 4 games and take a big scalp, defeating the Gippsland.